Well, the professions are easy. I mean, first you've got the guy who's got to prepare the soil, the guy who's got to study the soil, the guy who's got to say your soil's good for Cabernet, the people that farm it every day. Then you go to the harvesters, the people that pick the grapes. Then it comes into the winery. You have to have somebody who's there at the sorting table to make sure that nothing, what they call MOG, material other than grapes, is getting into the wine. You have the guardians who usher the grapes and the juice into the winemaking process. The guy who made the barrel. And if you go into a cooperage, there are about 15 different roles just in the cooperage alone. The guy who's in charge of making sure that the wood is seasoned properly. Then the guy who's in charge of making sure that the barrels are sanded. And then the guy who is there to make sure that the rungs are all there and the barrel is sound and tight, right down to the guy who runs the hose in it to make sure it's tested well. It gets to the winery, okay, now you have to maintain those barrels, and that takes a whole team of people. And then who has to know when it's time for the wine to come out of the barrel, when it's time to go in the bottle? Who's designed the label? Who's designed the bottle? Who's going to make sure that the corks are sound and safe and going to be secure? What about the capsules? Who's going to put it in the boxes? Who's going to be involved in driving it to the port, taking that ship across the ocean? And who's going to be involved in getting the container to the warehouse? Then you've got 3 tiers of sales element involved. What about the guy, the sommelier, who's got to take inventory? So up until the time the cork is pulled, you've got, I would say, hundreds of hands that have been involved in this process.